So, you want to get started on Facebook gaming. Congratulations. It's a smart decision. I mean, Facebook has billions of people logging into their platform every single month. It's an easy decision, especially with a platform that seems so secure. But there's going to be some hurdles you have to overcome, my friend. Now you might be asking yourself, who are you to tell me how to get started on Facebook gaming? Well, my name is Mickey J. I started my first ever stream on Facebook gaming with no stream experience on September 19th, 2020. And that time, at the time of me recording this, I've amassed a following of a little over 17,000. On average, I'm gaining anywhere between 50 to 100 followers a day on a bad day. On a good day, it's anywhere between 300 to 500 followers a day. Now, in those few months, I have streamed almost every single day, minus the 2 weeks it took me to move here to grand old California. In that, I kind of wrecked my forward movement that I had, but I've still learned all of the mistakes that you shouldn't make on Facebook gaming, as well as all of the things that you should do in Facebook gaming to gain the coveted beast called the Facebook algorithm. And like I mentioned before, I believe Facebook gaming is a platform that is large enough that we can all grow. I have inspired a lot of my followers to start streaming on Facebook gaming as well, and I get questions on what programs do I use? How do I set up a gaming page? How do I do my alerts? And I remember back to when I first started streaming, and there wasn't one singular video or one singular channel that explained to me how do I get started on Facebook gaming in a way that made me feel competent. Like, after I watched that video, I knew exactly what they did and why they did it, and I felt like I understood it too. So, I'm here, and I'm branching out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to share with you all of the information, all of the knowledge that I've gained within these last few months of Facebook gaming, because again, I believe that Facebook gaming is a platform that is large enough where we can all grow and be successful, whatever that success is to you. So with that, in this video, we are actually going to cover how to set up your gaming page. We're going to go over your OBS, the settings that you will need to change when you're first starting out, when you're not in the Level Up program, and things that you will change once you are in the Level Up program. And we also will go over how to cheat having a stream deck if you don't have that dollar bill, y'all, to drop on an Elgato stream deck. So with that, let's get started, shall we? It's my husband. The first thing that you want to do, obviously, is create a Facebook gaming page. Now, you will go to the big screen. You'll go pages. These are my two pages that I have, but you're going to create a new page. This will be your brand name. This will be, and it's very important that you put it as a gaming video creator, so that it can tell the system that you're not trying to sell clothes, you're not trying to be a business storefront, you are trying to stream video games. That's very important, especially to be in the Level Up program. And this will be your description. This is where you can say, my name is X, or if you don't want to start off like that, you can just say, this is a page where I will game. Short, simple, to the point. You're going to create your page. Now, this is the part where people, because they're just starting off, they don't have, the ability to go out and get a professional photo shoot done, or have someone design a $100 logo for them, think that they can just pop in a selfie and pop in a text file with their brand name and it'll be good to go. And this is where I will recommend to you to not do that. Please don't do that. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get you off on your best foot forward for where you are starting off. I would recommend take your phone, grab a friend. If you don't have a friend, get a little tripod or something you can stand your phone up on and take some photos of yourself. Phones have very good cameras nowadays, and you can get 1 or 2 pictures that are of good quality, that don't look like a selfie material. You can do as I did. I straight up got in front of a white wall within my home. My husband took my pictures and I got my initial profile picture, which came out pretty great. So like I said, I just stood in front of a white wall. These are for the merch, but I just stood in front of a white wall, took some photos, got a good photo, and was able to use it for my gaming page. It looks good. It looks semi-professional. It doesn't look as though I took this myself, but I did. My cover photo. Now, I actually went and got a logo done by someone on Fiverr. Fiverr is a great website when you're first starting off because you can find a bunch of people who are willing to edit your photos to create little logos for you for very inexpensive prices. This line logo costed me $10 and it was an investment well worth it. Switch you over here. This is it in its entirety. But that's good enough for now. So you can go ahead and you can save this. This will be your gaming page. Now, this is not what it looks like to viewers. This is what it looks like to you. And I would say to set your page up for success, as Facebook puts it, you truly want to try to check off as much of these as you can. For example, if you have a website, say you already sell t-shirts, go ahead and put your website in there. If you don't have a website, you don't have to add a website. I personally would not add your location, your business hours, or your phone number, just so that people do not try to, 1, contact you when you don't want them to, or 2, if your schedule gets a little bit crazy and you can't stream exactly at 8 p.m. every single night, this is not misleading people. I would say you can introduce your page, hold off on inviting your friends, and we'll get to this in a moment. Now, you might be asking me, Mickey, why are you telling me to not invite my friends yet? Because we are in step 1 of step 378,478,967 of how to get started streaming on Facebook gaming. It's really not that long. That's a hyperbole, but you get my point. This is just the first step. And what we don't want to do is create a lot of forward movement when we're going to be sitting on this page for a little while. So you have your Facebook gaming page created. If you are one of those people that just put in a selfie and put in a text file, this is where you have ample time to wait and to get your professional photo in there or your semi-professional photo in there and your $5, $10 picture from Fiverr. What we're going to do in this time, we're probably going to let this set for a couple of weeks. Now you might be saying, Mickey, a couple of weeks? Yes. Trust me, it will be worth it because you're going to have a page that is set up, that is pristine, that doesn't look like you just started, that looks semi-professional, and that overall is a great quality stream starting out. That's my goal. That's where we're going to get you. So just follow my lead. Now, what is going to take a couple of weeks for everything to get set up is your stream scenes and your OBS, which is an open broadcasting software, something like that. And what I personally use is OBS Studio. I use this because 1, it's simple, 2, it's powerful, and 3, you can create anything and plug it in here. Unlike in slobs, it's a little bit difficult. They require you to use their own stuff, which is a little bit infuriating at times. So yes, I use OBS Studio. It's simple. You can download it here at obsproject.com, or if you just simply look up OBS Studio download, it's the first website, and you just click download install. Now, I'm going to show you my OBS. This is mine. Now, when you get yours, it's not going to quite look like this. It's actually going to look like this. Actually, it'll probably be a black screen like that. And this is where you will have the opportunity to add things to your scenes. Don't be afraid to add scenes just to test things out. You can't break anything. You can't, you can't break anything. You can't mess anything up. This is where you can use your creative freedoms to design what you want, to figure out the program, to explore it as you may. So, but I'm going to break everything down for you on what each individual option is in regards to scenes. So, you're going to hit this little plus button whenever you want to add something. This is your audio input capture. This would be for like your microphone, your headset microphone, whatever may have you. This would be your audio output capture. So this is whatever you are trying to hear. So whether it's going to your speakers, your headset, this would be that. A browser source. This is very powerful. You can take links from your alerts, from pictures, from whatever it may be that you want to display on your stream, and paste them here. I will show you how to use browser source effectively in a moment. A color source, it simply, I actually have never used this. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's useful, but it's there for a reason. Display capture, that's actually what we're using right now. It's a very effective tool to, 1, capture all of your games, no matter what they are. And whatever is on your screen will be displayed in your stream. This is actually what we are using here, display capture. If I turn this off, you can't see anything. If I turn it on, you see my screen. Next is game capture. This is an option that you can use to capture your games. So for example, mine is Call of Duty. I actually created 2 on accident because I thought you needed to create 1 for each game, but I was incorrect. You only need 1 game capture, and it'll capture all of your games. Okay. Next is an image. This is where if you have a static photo or banner, maybe you have a sponsorship that you want to put onto your stream at all times, this is where you would upload that. If you have a slideshow you want to incorporate, again, same thing. Media source is like a video. So say you have a video animation reminding people to smack that like button. You can input that here. If you have maybe an animation from a sponsor that you have, you can input that here. This is where, again, you would upload any kind of video source that you have. Scene. One thing that you can do within OBS that's very powerful is you can place scenes into scenes. Hi. I created this in a scene because it was a lot easier to put this into a scene and scene nest it than it was to put these individual components of this camera into every single scene I wanted it in. So I made this as a scene, and this is what it looks like. This is it's right here. Hold on. It's right here in my scenes. Bent webcam. And I pretty much use this as my gaming webcam. If you know me, if you know I stream, if you've seen my streams, you know I use this as my gaming camera because it's more focused in on me and my reactions than it is having my intermission camera, my nice little Sony over there. So yeah, it was easier to put in a scene and then put that scene in any other scene that I wanted it to than to create all the masks individually for every single piece of that camera, which if you want to learn how to do that, I will link the tutorial below. But yeah, scene nesting. It's great when you finally get to this point where you're comfortable in how you can create your scenes. Scene nesting will save you a lot of time, I'm telling you. Next thing we have here is shader and source mirror. These are actually a plugin that I actually used for that bent webcam effect. So yeah, let's just skip down to video capture device. This is for any of your cameras. You've got a webcam, a Sony, a cam link from Elgato. This is where you're going to set it up and add them to your scene. Okay. So we're going to make this big for a second. I don't know if you can see here, but it says display capture in Sony. So I've added a video source to this. It's what you're seeing back here. Back here. Hi, hello. So yeah, it's a very effective tool. You can add all of your things in here, and you can have multiple scenes that are completely different. So we have your gaming page created. We have OBS installed. What you're going to have to do is you are going to have to figure out your settings. Now, generally speaking, settings are something that are the same for just about everybody. You guys can go through and look at my settings here. It's pretty self-explanatory. A replay buffer, I have this set. You want to enable your replay buffer. This is for clips. And you can do this to a keybind in your hotkeys. But enable replay buffer, I have it for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I think that's about 3 minutes or so. 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Honestly, I'm not sure. But this way I'm able to grab everything that I want before and after whatever I did that was great, and clip it down to what I want or what I don't want and make it so. My audio, I have Elgato Wavelength 3, so this might be a little bit different for you. For your desktop audio, you would probably want it to be on default. Now I have my default muted, so that stream cannot hear it and I cannot hear it as well. But your desktop audio would be default or whatever you want to hear from, if that makes sense. If you're trying to hear from your headset, then choose your headset if it's in this list. If it's not, you'll have to change those settings within your computer. Again, very simple. Settings, sound, sound, choose your output device. This is where you would choose whatever your headset is here. Again, that was start, settings, system, sound, output. That's what you'd want to change. And then that'll sync your default. And then if you have a mic here, that's your headset mic, whatever the case may be, that's where you would put this. I'm assuming you don't have a mic starting out. That's perfectly fine. I didn't have a mic either. I actually started off using my headset mic, and that is perfectly fine. It's not the quality of which people are hearing you at. It's your personality that keeps them in and keeps them engaged. So back to our settings. My monitoring device is again, it's in my mic, but you would choose, again, whatever you want to hear from, your headset, your speakers, what have you. Oh, but that just changed right in front of us. Now this is where you have hotkeys for your scenes. If you don't have a Stream Deck, you can use your keyboard keys as a Stream Deck temporarily. So I used keys that when I didn't have a Stream Deck that I didn't use often. So F12 is my replay buffer. If I want to save something, I just hit F12. My BRB screen was the end button. In my bent webcam, I hid my middle section by pressing my down arrow. My gameplay scene was page up. My intermission was page down. My montage opening was insert. You guys are noticing a theme here, right? All buttons that I didn't use frequently. Stream ending was home. So this way, you're not searching on the side of your bar for your scenes. If you have them configured in a way that you can remember, you can just press these buttons you don't use on a daily basis and trigger your scenes that way. It's a cheap way to have a Stream Deck, but not really have a Stream Deck, if that makes sense. Hi, it's your girl, post-editing Mickey over here. You see, I'm editing. One thing that I said, I'm realizing this, is that I said some of the settings were self-explanatory when in fact they're not. I don't know why I would have said that. So I'm going to take you into a deeper look into the settings now. We're going to flick this over here. So file settings, your general, I really just wouldn't mess with any of this. Your output. This is what is not self-explanatory, but I said was self-explanatory. Your bit rate, Facebook caps it at 6,000 kilobytes per second. So you cannot have any more than 6,000, no matter how much you try, or it's just going to crash your stream. Your encoder, it should always be your graphics card. Whatever graphics card you have, it needs to be that. Because what is going to happen is if you put it on your CPU, and your CPU is not powerful enough to render out a very CPU-intensive game such as Call of Duty, and also encode a whole stream for you, your PC is going to crash, and it's just not going to be fun. So me personally, I recommend if you're on a single PC setup to please keep your encoder as your GPU, your graphics card. please. Recording, if you have any recordings like I'm doing right now, this is where they're going to go. You can browse this, set this as you want. Now this bitrate can be a little bit higher. I have it at 20,000 kilobytes per second because again, I'm recording. I am not trying to stream this out, but still my encoder is still my graphics card. For video, when you first come in to the Facebook gaming platform, until you are a level up creator, they only allow you to stream at 720p. So you're going to have to change your base canvas resolution and your output scaled resolution to whatever. I think it's like 12 something by 720. Whatever that is, you have to change this to that. I can't do it right now because I'm using my OBS to record. So advanced, I don't use these. I've never changed anything on this. I wouldn't recommend changing anything on this because yes, it's just a lot. Unless you actually know what you are doing, please don't change anything here. But overall, I think I have covered most of the settings here that are important. So now I'm going to show you how to set up a basic starting out scene, a scene in OBS Studio. We've added our display capture, right? This is what's going to capture our game. And you can size this down to whatever size you want it. If you want to crop it, just hold Alt on your keyboard and you can crop it in. Move it around anywhere you want. If you crop too much, don't worry. Just hold Alt, take it out. It's never permanently cropped in OBS, okay? So don't be scared. Again, you can't mess anything up. We want to add a video camera. So we're going to go to video capture device. Now we're going to name this test Sony. Okay, great. So we're going to make this source visible. Now what it's going to do is it's going to ask you what device do you want to pull this from. If you have a cam link, this is where you would click this option. Sony has a new software now where you can, instead of buying a cam link, you can actually download the software and you'll plug your camera into your computer and it will use it just like a webcam. Now, personally, I think it's a lot cleaner to have the cam link. But again, if you're just starting out and you already have a Sony camera, there is that option to just download. It's called Imaging Edge, like it says right here. And you'll be able to use your camera as a webcam. I'm not going to go through all of this, but I did just want to show you what this would look like. So we're adding the camera. I already have this Sony connected. Hi, hello, big face. Wow. Now, this can be your gaming cam. This could be a gaming page. Or if you want this to be an intermission, you have to think about what you want as your big picture and layer it from there. Now, maybe saying, Michaela, what do you mean? If you want an intermission screen, for example, your Sony is going to have to come under here, right? Your Sony is going to have to come up underneath of your display capture. Why? Because you're going to layer your display capture on top if this is an intermission scene. Intermission scenes, usually the face is really big, the game is really small, if there's even a game on the screen at all. Now, if you want this to be a gaming scene, you would put your display capture or your game capture, whatever that is, you would put that as insanely big and put your picture on top and make that insanely small. See what I'm saying? Now, you have to keep this in mind for everything. Whatever you want insanely big has to be at the bottom, and everything that you want tiny on top of it has to be layered on top of it. Now, with that, it's your basic scenes right there. There's your intermission and there's your gaming scene. You might be saying to yourself, Mickey, I want a transition in between each scene, but I don't have the money to commission either someone on Fiverr, or I don't have the means to purchase an overlay package, which I've got good news for you. Between Own.tv and Nerd or Die, they both have free packages. There's, in particular, I think it's called Glitch, is one package that I used starting out. It was completely free, and it included a stinger transition. And again, I don't remember which of those two websites that it was on, but I'm sure you can go in there. You can tell them what your budget is. If you select free, they show you everything in their website that is free, or that is what they consider like a pay. I don't remember what it's called, but you pretty much just pay what you think it's worth, or you pay what you have. And they'll give it to you. There's a few of those things in there. You can be sure to check those websites out and, see what fits best for you. So for example, Nerd or Die. There's a spring streaming sale, and you can look. Oh, you can't because my face is in the way. Free overlays. Name your price, even if it's 0.00. Yes, Glitch is exactly what I was talking about. Great. I actually think I've downloaded a bunch of these because, again, you can't get better than free. So you can see the options, and you can download free extras, and it gives you a stringer transition, a goal widget, and a chat widget. And I only use the stinger transitions, but yes, you can go in, hit 0.00, add to cart, check out. It'll give you a download, and bada bing bada boom, you have a free stinger transition. Can't get better than that. Now, once you have this stinger transition, you might be asking yourself, well, how do I put it on there? Great question. You're going to go to Scene Transitions. And here, once you have it downloaded, you should be able to see your stinger transition. So every time that you go to or from this scene, you'll see that glitch transition. And it was free. Cool. So you have your gaming page created. You're working on your pictures and your brand logo, or you have them semi-professional looking and they're already up there. Great. Primo. We have your OBS. We have ironed out what your settings should look like, how to use hotkeys in a way that you don't need a Stream Deck right off the bat. And we've also, figured out how to create a very basic scene and how to put in a nice little stinger transition. Now, you might be asking yourself, what's left? I feel like I can watch this video and start streaming right now. Hold up. Because no, you can't. What you need now are alerts. You need something to keep your audience engaged. And guess what? I got you. So, what we're going to do is flick this bad boy over here. We're going to go over here. And we are going to go. There are two different kinds of streaming alert providers, as I like to call them. The first is Streamlabs. This is actually where I get most of my alerts from. Why? Because Streamlabs gives me the ability to customize each control as I want them done and not have it in a way that's confusing, hard to get to, hard to edit, hard to read, or anything like that. I do like Streamlabs alerts. Like I said, I do use them. That's not what I wanted. This is where you're going to go. You're going to go to your dashboard. You're going to go to alert box. Okay, great. You're going to have your general settings here. This is where typically if you create something, it'll fall within these parameters, should I say. I have an alert delay for mine because I have a little animation that my father created for me that, a box rolls in. It takes about 5 seconds for that box to roll in. So I do have a delay. Now you can come up here and you can click follows, donation, merch, stars, like, support gifters, shares, Streamlab. I don't use this. These are the ones I don't use. I don't use Streamlabs. I don't use support gifters, and I don't use donations or merch. I don't need them. I didn't set them up. So, for me, I have my follow alerts enabled. I have my text over image. I have it fade in and then I have it fade out. My message template is the name, so it'll say the name of the person is now following. I like the little wiggle animation. Again, you can customize this however you want. If you want it to fade in, you want it to zoom, you want it to flip, you want it to whatever, you can test it out, try it out, creative freedoms, use them. Now your image, they have something stock that comes. Here are some of the stock things that I believe you can use. Don't quote me on this. I'm not signed up to Streamlabs Prime or anything like that. But I believe you can use these starting out. They are free. So you can just select one of these. If you, it's not bad to start off with these, especially if you don't have anything. It's perfectly fine and it's perfectly normal. Me personally, I waited until my dad was able to have this bar alert done so I could go ahead and submit it in here, and I will show you what it looks like after I'm kind of done explaining what all of this is. So say you don't have anything, you can pick something from here and use it as your image for now. If you have something, you can just drag and drop it, or you can click here and you can upload it and it will come into like this little uploads holder. I don't know what you want to call it here. So you can pick anything from here. You can hit select, and then I'm not going to click that, but you can click select and it should show up there. You can customize your sounds. Now, I'm pretty sure they only have one stock sound. Oh no, they have a bunch of different sounds here that are free. How you can tell if they're free on Streamlabs is if they don't have this little hexagon with the star. They're free. This is free. These are not free. You have to be like Streamlabs Prime or whatever to have access to these. But they do have some funny ones. Some different ones here that are free to use. If you have your own sound that you would like to use, you would just, again, come here, upload it. Make sure that it is in an MP3 format or in .ogg, I think is what it's called. If you don't have that, I can, in a later video, explain to you how to convert your files over for free. So yes, you can just go in here, set up all of this. You do it for follows, for my stars. This is what my stars look like. And I actually have some variations here. So if someone sends me over 500 stars, they get a scream alert. If they send me over 5,000 stars, they get a freaking out alert. And it's just a difference in the sounds, not a difference in the banners or anything like that. But when you have everything set up to your liking, to how you want it to be, then you can copy this little link over here. Now, side note, I do have text-to-speech on my stars. My community loves it. I personally like to have it because it reads back to me alerts that I might have missed. So I have it enabled. The volume's at 76%. Spam security is low. Minimum stars to read 0. I want it to read every single star alert that has a message to come to me. So yes, there's that. So we have everything set up, right? We're going to copy this right here. Now we're going to take this over to OBS and we are going to click the plus button. We're going to click browser. Now here we would click, we would put in test alerts, test alerts. Okay. And you are able to paste your source in here. Okay. And you're going to be able to change your stuff accordingly. Okay. So let's just cancel that because I already have these alerts. So remove them. Yes. So we want a browser source. We want these alerts. Okay. So now let's test these alerts. Oh, that's not even a test. Tristan Kiffer is now following me. Welcome to the Shitrock crew, Tristan. So that was a real life follow. That happens. It happens. Anyways. Oh, all of my notifications are going to come through now. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Great. So let's just go ahead and test some stars here real quick. So you can just see this is what it looks like. Now we can move this anywhere on the screen that we want.
Test 100. This is a test stars alert.
This is the alerts. We can move this anywhere we want. We can crop this down right here. So we know, okay, this is the box. I want it to be over here, or I want it to be, you know, in the middle of here, underneath the camera, you know, whatever the case may be. We can just put them right there. Cool. So that's done. Now you've got your alerts. You've got a little gaming camera over here that you can scale up in size or scale down in size, whatever feels best for you. And you also have your gaming capture. Or you can reverse this and have your intermission screen. And how you would you just add your alerts. If once you have them in once, you can add them to whatever you want. So if you want your alerts to be in here as well, congratulations, they're here as well. You thought we were done? Oh, no. Now I'm going to show you how to set up your Stream Elements alerts. Okay. So when you come here, hi Harris, we love a good Harris. If you haven't checked out Harris Heller, he is the stream doctor, Alpha Gaming on YouTube. Look him up. He's worth it. We're going to come here. This is streamelements.com. Go to your dashboard and you're going to go to my overlays. Now, you're going to see a bunch of things here and you're like, what the crap? And that's because I like to be able to have control and move things as I want them to. Stream Elements has this really great way of compounding. You can do your alerts, your sub goals, your star goals, your follower goals. Everything can be in one overlay on Stream Elements. And while that sounds like a great idea, for me personally, I I don't like that option. I would much rather be able to have them and put them wherever I need them and move them around in OBS whenever I need them without messing up anything else. So, we are going to create a new overlay. Okay, you couldn't see that back. So move my camera down over here. Hi, hello up there. Okay, so you're gonna come over here and you're gonna create a blank overlay. Okay, it's going to take you to this page. You want it 1080p. Okay, that's cool. And this is where you could technically take a screenshot from your OBS and put it over here so you can see. Let me just show you. This is a very rough. We're just going to save this as YT test. Okay. We're going to add this screen capture that I just took. Okay, so we're going to go to the plus. We're going to go to static and custom. And then we're going to add an image. Now we're going to set image. As you can see, I've done this before. And we are going to drag and drop. So wherever you saved that picture is where it's going to be. Drag and drop it. Upload. Great. Okay, so then after that, you're going to click submit. And it should be here. Let's hope it's not small. Okay, it's not. So here overall is what your image is. That's what your scene is going to look like. Again, I didn't crop my full screen. I should have, but I did not. So here we are. Anyways. So now you can place things around this. Now you might be saying, Mickey, what do you mean by that? So let me just show you. Okay, so you have your display capture, which would be similar to a game capture, right? And then you have your little picture. So you can place things around here. Okay, so let's start with your alerts. Okay, we want an alert box, centralized widget for tips. Okay, you come over here and you've got a bunch of settings. It's similar to Streamlabs in this, where you can click the little gear. So this is where you can, if you want to change the image, you can do that. If you have a little video, a little animation of your own that you've had created or you created yourself, you can put this in the change video section. You can control the video volume, the volume of your alert sound. If you have your own alert sound, you can change it here and upload sound. This is the layout. So if it's in a column, you'll have your image here and the text of whatever it's announcing underneath. If it's in a column, you'll have your text here, not your text, you'll have your image here and your text along the side explaining whatever happened. And for me, text over image never really worked for me in Stream Elements. That's why I actually went to Streamlabs. But you can have your, if you get it to work, let me know. But you can have your image and then your text over top that explains what is happening. Now, the alert message can be the name of the person, like the page. The alert can be for 10 seconds. You can increase this or decrease this as you want to. You can add variations here by just adding a new variation and setting it up accordingly. Text to speech, you can enable this and it will tell you, it will speak to you whatever has just happened. Similar like what happened with my stars. I had text to speech on. That's exactly what it will do. Your text settings, this is where you can change overall how this looks. So you can change the font here. They have a bunch of different fonts that you can go through and figure out which one is your favorite. You can change the color. If you want to enable a custom font, for me, it worked for a day and then it stopped working. I had my own custom font uploaded and it worked, and then it just didn't work anymore, which is fine. I ended up just going with one of the fonts they had available. And then you can change all of the settings here as you would like them. And then the animation settings, you can have it enter in, you can have it bounce in, you can have it, fade out, whatever you want it to do. You can choose the animation settings here, and you would go through and you would do this for every single thing that's applicable to you. I personally don't have merch on Stream Elements, so I would not do this. I don't really have my shares on either. I actually used to, but shares don't really work on Facebook. And I do have tip alert on because I actually do have my tips set up through Stream Elements, and I actually have another plugin through Stream Elements that I am going to show you at a later time. But once this is done, you can click save, and we'll just name this Testalicious. Save. So let's put this over here. Let's emulate a fan event. Let's say we want this right above, like right there. All right, save. Now, once that's done and you have your alerts in here, you can add whatever you want. If you want goals, you would go into labels, whatever goal you want. So if you want a follower goal, you would go into labels, followers, goals, and you can add a follower goal. Or if you want supporters, goals, supporter goals, or likes, goals, video like goals, or stars, goals, star goals. I personally only use, all right, I'll show you what I did for my follower goal. So here's what the follower goal would look like, right? But I don't like this pink bar at all. Like at all. So you would just use a simple design, because real estate is primo here on your stream. You just want a simple design, maybe just a little bit bigger, give us some space to breathe. And I want it condensed because, again, real estate, primo. And then we will put this over here, okay, down here. But you can't see it. So now we're going to go to text settings. We're going to make this a nice, like, green color. Let's make it like, yeah. Okay, so really quick, I need to explain to you one thing that's kind of really important. I did not grab a 1920 by 1080p screenshot. It's easy to do through OBS. You would simply just have to go through your settings to enable screen capture, set it as a hotkey, and it's done. I did not feel like doing that. I just grabbed with my snippet tool a random picture and I set up everything around that picture. But it is possible through OBS. If you need that tutorial, I can show you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how considerably smaller it is because we did not grab, again, a 1920 by 1080p photo, and how we're going to fix it. So coming over here, here is everything that we set up. What you first want to do is take this image and delete it. We don't need this image. We just need the follower goal and the alert or whatever else you decided to set up within those parameters. We just need that. We're going to save this. We're going to copy the URL and we're going to bring it over to OBS over here and hit the plus, hit browser, add test alerts, alerts, or that's what we're naming it right now, but you can name it stream elements, alerts, whatever you want to name it. You would come in here, paste your source. Now you would do this in 1920 still by 1080p because that's what we designed it in. We still want it to have that quality. All right, so we're going to hit OK. Now, you see here where it says follower goal. All right, we know that this was supposed to be the bottom left-hand corner of that image that we initially had. So we're going to crop this down. We're going to hold Alt. We're going to crop this up. We're going to crop this over. Great. Now we're actually going to also take our stream elements over here. Try to put these side by side real quick, and we are going to emulate a fan event, and that is where that pops up. Now remember, I cropped it here, right? We wanted this to be a little bit bigger, right? So we still want it to be kind of in the corner. We want our alert to kind of be somewhere above the camera. So what we can do is edit it like a saw. You still want it down here. You want the alert over there. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so now let's emulate another fan alert. That's how you would kind of bypass that situation. Or you can just do as I did and create individual things and each individual overlay thing. I have a supporter goal here. This is my daily sub goal. I have my follower goal here, and this is my follower goal. Notice how these are just everywhere within this because I literally just crop it down to what I need it to be and then place it in my OBS where I want it to be. So there is that. And with that, those are the basics. How to set up your gaming page, how to set up your OBS, your basic settings, your alerts, your basic scenes, transitions, how to cheat having a stream deck, all of that fun stuff. This video is insanely long and I still have a ton of juicy details on how to get your stream looking semi-professional without knowing, well, anything. So with that, you guys, I hope you guys have a great night, day, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're able to spread your lightness, brightness, positivity, wherever you may go. And don't forget to like and subscribe to see the rest of the juicy tidbits that we have here on Mickey J. Bye.